Evan Carter never expected his life to change inside the marble halls of the Ardent estate. He came to Northcrest for one reason: to help his sister plan a funeral and earn enough money to buy a train ticket home. But fate has a way of hiding miracles in the most unexpected corners. And on that quiet afternoon, as sunlight spilled through the tall windows, Evan found himself frozen before a massive portrait that changed everything. The painting was breathtaking, 6 feet tall, framed in gold, capturing a young woman in a blue dress beside a lake. Her hazel eyes were warm, her smile soft. Her golden hair swept behind one ear, and on her right eyebrow, a faint scar barely visible unless you knew to look for it. Evan knew it well. He had memorized every line of that face. Because he had spent years talking to a woman who looked exactly like her. Mira, the girl who worked at the gift shop at Greyford Hospital. The girl with no past, no memory, no name except the one the nurses gave her. But here, in the Ardent estate, the girl in the painting had a very different name. On the brass plate beneath the frame, Lila Ardent, 2017. The missing daughter of billionaire Dominic Ardent. A woman whose disappearance made national news 6 years ago. A woman the world had searched for. A woman believed gone forever. And she was Mira. She had been in Greyford all along. A voice broke the silence behind him. Is something wrong? Evan turned to see Dominic Ardent, standing in the doorway of his study. The man looked tired, older than the newspapers showed, as if a grief had carved years into his face. Evan's voice cracked. Sir, I know the woman in that portrait. Everything inside Dominic shifted violently. He stepped forward, gripping Evan's arm with desperate strength. What did you say? Evan forced himself to breathe. I know her. She's alive. She's been living in Greyford for 6 years. She doesn't remember who she is. Dominic staggered back, his face drained of color. She's alive, he whispered, after all this time. Tears fell from his eyes, tears he didn't bother to hide. How do you know her? How well do you know my daughter? Evan explained everything. How he worked nights at the hospital, how Mira wandered the halls when she couldn't sleep, how they talked for hours, how his daughter Lena adored her. He told Dominic about the accident, the memory loss, the dead end the hospital reached when no records matched her. Dominic listened, gripping the back of a chair to stay steady. I searched everywhere, he whispered, everywhere except the one place she actually was. He straightened suddenly. I need to see her. Immediately. Evan held up a hand gently. Sir, she doesn't know she's Lila Ardent. This will be overwhelming. Let me call her first. Dominic nodded, trembling. Please, help me bring my daughter home. That night, Evan sat in his sister's kitchen, staring at the phone as if it weighed 100 pounds. Then he dialed. Mira answered on the second ring. Evan? Is everything okay? His heart twisted. Mira, I found something today, something important. Her voice softened. You sound scared. What is it? Evan took a breath. I found your family. Silence stretched long and thin. Your real name, he said softly, is Lila Ardent. You disappeared 6 years ago. You had an accident. You lost your memory, and your father has been searching for you ever since. Mira's breathing changed, shaky, uneven. I have a father? Yes, Evan whispered, and he wants to see you, but only if you're ready. I'll be with you the whole time. Promise? She whispered. Promise, he said. The next morning, Dominic Ardent waited beside his private jet, holding a leather-bound photo album. When Evan and little Lena approached, Dominic knelt before the child. You must be Lena. She nodded shyly. Miss Mira gives the best hugs, she said. Dominic's eyes filled again. Thank you, he whispered, for loving her. They flew to Grayford. During the flight, Dominic opened the album, showing Evan photos of Lila's childhood, birthday parties, vacations, moments frozen before tragedy. His voice shook each time he pointed to a picture. She was always helping someone, he said, always giving more than she had. When they arrived at the hospital, Evan led Dominic through hallways he had walked 1,000 times. They found Mira arranging stuffed animals in the gift shop. She looked up, smiling warmly at Evan. Then she saw Dominic, and the smile collapsed into uncertainty. Dominic approached slowly. "Lila," he whispered, the name trembling off his lips. "My beautiful girl, I'm so sorry. For everything. For the years you spent alone. For the nights I didn't know whether you were alive. I'm so sorry." Mira's voice cracked. "I want to remember. But it's all fog. I don't know who I was. I don't know who you are." Dominic cried openly. "You don't need to remember. You're alive. That's all that matters." Mira wiped her tears. "I've been so lost." Dominic nodded. "Not anymore. I found you." Little Lena stepped up, offering Mira a cookie. "Cookies help when you're sad," she said seriously. Mira laughed softly. "Thank you, sweet girl." Dominic stayed in Grayford for weeks. He brought specialists, therapists, albums, videos. Slowly, Mira began to recall fragments: her mother's laugh, a Christmas tree, the feeling of warm sunlight during her childhood summers. But other pieces, college, friendships, the night she left home, remained missing. "It's like a puzzle with pieces from different boxes," she told Evan one evening. "Nothing fits." Evan touched her hand lightly. "Then build a new picture." Eventually, Dominic had to return to Northcrest. He asked Mira to come with him, offering her the support of the best doctors and the familiarity of her old home. Mira hesitated. Grayford had become her whole world. "It's scary," she admitted, "but I need to try." Evan smiled, though it hurt. "Then go," he said. "Discover who Lila Ardent was." She gave him a look he would remember for the rest of his life. "Visit me," she whispered. "Promise?" "Always," he said. Months passed. Mira tried to adapt to Northcrest, a city she didn't remember but was told she once loved. Dominic changed too. He stopped trying to shape her future. Instead, he listened. He learned to let her breathe, and every month, Mira returned to Grayford to visit Evan and Lena. Those weekends felt like something more than ordinary days. They felt like home. They cooked together, walked to the park, talked about memories that came back and ones that stubbornly refused. One night, after Mira left again, Lena asked Evan, "Why doesn't Miss Mira just stay here?" Evan sighed. "It's complicated." Lena rolled her eyes. "Adults say that when they don't want to tell the truth." 6 months later, near midnight, Evan's phone rang. Mira's name glowed on the screen. "Mira?" he answered, heart thundering. She was crying. "I got accepted," she whispered. "Accepted to the teaching program at Grayford College. Full scholarship. I applied months ago. I want to be a teacher, Evan. I think I always did." Evan felt his breath catch. "That's wonderful," he managed. Mira inhaled shakily. "Evan, I want to come home. Not Northcrest? Grayford, if you want me there." Then she said the words that shattered him open. "I love you, Evan. I loved you before I knew my name. I love you now. You and Lena, you are my home." Evan closed his eyes as tears slipped down his face. "Come home, Mira," he whispered. "Please." "I'm already packing," she said. 1 year later, they married. The first wedding was small, held at the Grayford Community Center where Mira taught her art program. She walked down a short aisle in a simple dress, smiling the brightest smile Evan had ever seen. Lena dropped flower petals with serious concentration. When they kissed, The room erupted with cheers. The second celebration unfolded at the Ardent estate. The gardens glowed under thousands of white lights. A live band played gentle music as guests filled the aisles. Dominic walked Mira down the path, his face radiant with joy. He kissed her forehead before placing her hand in Evan's. Later, during the reception, Dominic raised a glass. "There's no gift greater than finding my daughter again," he said. "And no blessing greater than knowing she is loved for who she is, not for her name. Evan, you gave my daughter a life built on choice. For that, I thank you." Later that night, with guests drifting away and Lena asleep on a bench nearby, Evan wrapped an arm around Mira as they looked at the glowing garden. "Are you happy?" he whispered. Mira leaned into him. "I'm more than happy," she said. "I'm home." Evan smiled. "Here in Northcrest?" She shook her head gently. "Here, with you. With Lena. Home isn't a place, it's a person. And I found mine." She kissed him softly. In the distance, Lena murmured something about cookies in her sleep. The lights shimmered above them like stars falling to earth. And everything, the pain, the searching, the impossible string of coincidences, finally made sense. Some journeys take years. Some take loss and heartbreak. Some require forgetting everything just to discover what truly matters. But sometimes, against every odd, those journeys bring us exactly where we're meant to be. Home.